guys, gonna do a little video of a startup. This engine I bought as a core from somebody. It's a complete engine, or basically a complete engine, but it has been in an accident of some sort. So I just wanted to see, I wanted to hear it running. It's supposed to be a good running engine, but it hasn't run in 4, 5, 6 years. I couldn't remember exactly what the last time it ran, but so here's the engine, and you can see she's a little on the crusty side. You see the alternator bracket and the AC bracket and the lower rad hose mount broke off, and bottom of the turbo housing broke. But she's a little bit on the crusty side. Now, I actually did have it running very short, or a very short time, and the oil filter was actually bent and it shot oil. We've already cleaned it up now because this was on Saturday, today being Monday, and it covered Andrew's sled, like completely covered it in engine oil. It was actually kind of funny, but it wasn't until when we had to clean it up. But
hey Andrew, hey thanks.
Holy fuck.
What the fuck for a hole is in there?
Something's busted, yeah.
You fucking, I don't know.
so I just wanted to, like I said, just give you guys a quick how to, I guess maybe how to start them when they're sitting on the floor like this. They're pretty simple, and I'd imagine most guys probably know how to do it. But so obviously you have to have your starter hooked up. You need a good ground. A good battery helps. The starter signal wire, which this one would just happen to be hacked off, so it's easy. You need to have your return line hooked up, feed line hooked up with some little jug with some diesel fuel in it. And then I always like to have some sort of a plate put over the intake just in case it runs away, especially an engine that hasn't run in a long time. And usually I fire it up and I'll let it idle for at least a minute before you really rev it up or anything, just to kind of let everything, you know, the pump get lubed and all that stuff, because this thing hasn't run in a long time, so it's not going to have oil anywhere. You know, you really probably should pre-lube it, but I'm tearing it apart anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But I am going to use this engine, before I tear it apart, I'm going to do some videos on this engine, on doing timing, so what you have to tear off to do timing. I'm going to do a killer dowel pin repair so you guys can see like what you have to pull off, but it's out of the truck, so it's a little easier for you guys to be able to see. And maybe I'll do a couple other things too. Just don't know right at the very moment, but I'll get after it here and get her fired up, see what she sounds like. So something you do need to do there, again, I imagine most of you guys already know this, the fuel solenoid is not going to be held up because there's no power. I guess you could power it, but all I do is just wrap a zip tie around it and then have a pair of side cutters so you can cut it when you want to shut it off. And it was also something else. I would, this is your primer. I would pump the primer. I'll probably pump it a bit before I go to start it, but I would pump the primer until you hear fuel coming out of your overflow valve, which kind of makes like a bit of a squealing noise when you do. But I would do that for sure, because you want to make sure that the system is full of fuel before you try to start it, because obviously if it's not, then that's going to pose an issue. But we'll put you back up on the stand here and fire this thing up, see what she sounds like. Something else too I recommend, if it does have, like, there's no belt on this one, but I would cut the belt off just so you don't get the fan spinning. Like this one's obviously it's spin because it's all screwed up, but I would do that. It's a good idea. That way it's not winging around while you're standing here, because I'd imagine that would not feel very good. Hit you. So you want to make sure you get this thing up all the way. And like I said, you want to hit that primer. And then all we got to do is roll her over and see what happens. see what happens here. I would say the turbo is probably no good, and the fan is definitely touching the harmonic balancer. Oh, there we go. But it sounds like it's doesn't sound like it's gizzering itself, and the fuel filter leaks. But there again, none of that really matters for us. But that's just a quick little run video. How to start them on the floor. I prefer to start them on the floor if you can. If you have it on an engine stand, you want to make sure you got it supported with an engine crane or something, because I've seen them fold engine stands when you start them. But anyways, that's just a short little video on that. I don't know if anybody's going to want to see it. I just figured, I wish I would have got a video of it at spraying oil, but I don't think we got a video. I don't think anybody was filming. But that gives that anyway. So that engine, like I said, that engine was sitting for, customers said it was sitting for at least between 5 and 6 years. So that tells you right there that, you know, pretty resilient, and it was in a pretty good accident before it got. And I would say that's probably why the turbo is no good. You can see where it's been impacted, so I really wasn't too hopeful that the turbo was really any good on it. But nonetheless, that's her anyway. And we'll, I guess we'll catch you on the next one.